Are there big differences between sake produced in Hokkaido and in Kyushu, for example?
Of course, regionality plays a role to it because sake is now produced everywhere in Japan. And of course, if you just think of the climate throughout Japan, you go from like North Hokkaido to Kyushu, or you think of like Okinawa, which is basically a tropical island. Of course, the soil is different, the water is different, the weather, the food culture, everything is different. So of course, you're going to have different kind of sake. Usually, it's a very broad thing. Sake that comes from like northeast tends to be lighter and a bit drier, and sake that comes from like southwest tend to be a bit richer, a bit bolder.
But not always.
But it's not always. It's good. Usually, typically. One thing I can say, a lot of sake that comes from, for example, like Kyoto, especially Fushimi, tends to be very, on the sweet side, very mild, very light, for example, that we know for a fact because of the water there. But then even technically, even within the same region, you can find a lot of differences.
So it's a bit less than, for example, wine, where, for example, if the grapes are produced in a volcanic area, the wine will have a tendency to be more this type of wine, as opposed to a wine that is maybe a little bit at higher altitude. It's more difficult to know with sake because there's too many variants in the...
There's too many variants, and also really depends on what that specific brewer wants to achieve. So we can talk about regionality, but it's not going to be like black or white kind of answer. Not like as you mentioned in wine, where we have regionality, we have also terroir, kind of, which I cannot pronounce correctly, sorry.
It's difficult, terroir. It's the R kind of rolls at the back.
That one, yes.
That one.
So we can, especially at the beginning, if we don't know sake that much, of course, we can try to understand sake through wine. I personally don't like it too much, but I understand it.